As our weather changes and we get spring showers, ants in and around your home can become a problem. And if you're seeing them, it's best to take care of them quickly before you have a full-blown infestation. No one wants that. Crawl Pros, though, they've got a full-service pest control division called Pest Pros to prevent bug and rodent infestations from reoccurring. Pest Pros will use eco-friendly treatments to keep ants, critters from making their way into your home. So if you're worried about rodents or ants or any other bugs that maybe have made their way into your home, call Pest Pros or visit gopestpros.com to schedule a free inspection. That's gopestpros.com.
Hartley Wilcox here. I'm often asked, are omega-3 eggs better for you? My answer is, you bet they are. Omega-3 eggs are Mother Nature's incredible edible source of omega-3, providing on average 3 times the omega-3 of other eggs. If you want the best for your family, I hope you choose eggs from my family, Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909. Visit wilcoxfarms.com to learn more. Remember, the grass is always greener at Wilcox Farms.
This is Chris Davis of the Davis Law Group. Let me tell you how Davis Law Group delivers excellent results and 5-star client service. Our in-house investigation team vets every case we handle. We are experts at using the court rules to strengthen our case. We don't back down to the insurance companies or the government. If you've been injured in an accident and want to experience the Davis Law Group difference, call us today at 206-727-4000 or visit us at davislawgroupseattle.com. Better service, better results.
Cairo News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from Cairo News Radio at mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Brunello. This just in from deputies in Pierce County. Their efforts to track down a vehicle thief this afternoon went unsuccessful. They were searching the woods southeast of Eatonville around Scott Turner Road. If you live in that area, you're now asked to lock your car doors, not leave the keys inside. The suspect is described as a white male, about 30 years old, with brown hair and a beard, last wearing a dark-colored shirt. Call 911 if you see anything suspicious. The annual NATO summit concludes with the allies pledging new support for Ukraine in its war with Russia. CBS's Natalie Brand has the latest.
A united front by leaders of NATO countries as they announce new long-term security commitments to Ukraine.
Across land, air, and sea.
That includes long-range missiles, tanks, and for the first time, training for Ukrainian pilots on American F-16.
President Biden says all allies agree Ukraine's future lies in NATO, but they gave no timeline for membership. The price of housing in the Seattle area is nearly 9% higher than it was 1 year ago. Even with that, economists call today's consumer report positive. It shows inflation slowing, up only 3% this past year. CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger says it could mean another interest rate hike is coming.
The Fed is expected to raise the short-term lending rate by 1/4 of a percentage point. That would bring the Fed funds rate to 5.25% to 5.5%. It would be the highest level in 16 years.
Baseball's Midsummer Classic offered a much-needed boost for Seattle tourism. Kelly Sailing is with Visit Seattle.
Definitely, anecdotally, our hotels are telling us that this is the best summer they've had in years.
She says they expect at least a $50 million economic impact from the MLB All-Star Game. Time now to check Cairo Radio real-time traffic coming up on 3:33. Here's Ted Wiener.
Thanks, Aaron. This traffic report is brought to you by Beacon Plumbing. Quite a few blocking issues to highlight. The big one is on Highway 101 in West Olympia at Mud Bay Road there. They've got all the northbound lanes blocked as crews continue to investigate a fatality crash. Elsewhere on southbound 405 near Parkville, blocks the right lane. On northbound I-5 at Spokane Street, got a disabled vehicle blocking the left lane. Northbound I-5 in Everett near 41st, crash continues to block the left 2 lanes. Got a backup goes all the way back to near 128. Near Seattle to Everett drive time, that's sitting about an hour and a half. Highway 99 and State Route 9, those are alternates if you need to save some time. On southbound I-5 near Meridian in Lacey, fire crews there have the left lane blocked as they mop up a brush fire there in the median. Otherwise, traffic volumes are rising, and we got the usual slow spots like southbound 405 from downtown Bellevue into Renton, and southbound I-5 from Northgate into downtown Seattle. Some drive times, Bellevue to Renton, that's at 45 minutes. Seattle to Tacoma, sitting about an hour and 15 minutes. And Tacoma to Olympia, an hour and 10 minutes. Oh, also, Renton to Puyallup, sitting at about 1 hour. For all your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking. Call Beacon. Cairo News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Ted Beaner. later.
Thank you, Ted. And your Cover News radio forecast for the rest of the night. Partly to mostly cloudy skies this evening. Temperatures down to 55 degrees. Tomorrow, some morning clouds, then should see sunshine and highs once again in the mid to upper 70s. Right now, 75 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Gordello, Cairo News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to Cairo News Radio, Northwest News.
All right. Got a little some of these topics that Sherry and I have to tag out on and try to bring somebody else in. Just not involved in any of this, but according to Slate Magazine, Jake was really excited about this. I mean, he was excited about somebody getting robbed at gunpoint.
I mean, I was robbed a while ago. At gunpoint.
It is unmanly to post a lot, according to Slate Magazine. And I don't know what a lot is, but I did look up the topics that men are most likely to post. And there's a list that they put together. You know how much I love lists. Fishing, being involved in outdoor activities was like number 1 or number 2. And then somewhere in there is at the gym working out, sweaty post-gym shots, big, heavy protein, like food afterwards, normally in a blender. Very few pictures of their girlfriends or wives, but just a lot of like guys drinking beer or big table full of empty beer cans. That's basically it. But Slate says if you post too much, posting is actually feminine as far as this writer is concerned.
That's right. It's unmanly to post a lot because it's a frequent posting is a femininity stereotype. So when anybody posts, and I think this is absolutely true, when anybody is an excessive poster where they have to show everybody that they've been to a party or they ate this for dinner or whatever it is, clearly they're insecure. They want that kind of attention. And for a man to be perceived as needy like that, like women or men, it's really bad. And they say that, you know, there are certain things, for instance, they give the example of Coke Zero was designed or invented to be an alternative for men because Diet Coke was considered to be a feminine product for women that were trying to lose weight, and men didn't like that association. So Coke Zero was the way they could still have something diet but not have to drink a Diet Coke. And it says that, you know, that they are really more harshly judged than their female counterparts if they post a lot. It's just kind of like, why do they need to do that?
So seeking attention, visual attention, is more feminine than masculine.
Yeah.
Tell that to the duck family, Sherry. And I think the male peacock has prettier flowers, or feathers. Just throwing a few things out there for you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it is true. I mean, women are naturally going to be more, they stay in touch with their friends. They are, you know, more involved in that kind of social interaction. So it is associated more with women than men in general. So when men do it, it's like, what? I mean, why do you need to do that?
Yes. Oh, God, please. Tell Nick this. I hate it. I was at this bar, this restaurant the other day in Ellensburg. Let me get a picture of you drinking that, whatever it's drinking, beer or something. I said, no, that's okay. So she takes this picture, and then she goes to filters and filters out like my red sunburned skin, and then gets rid of my wrinkles, and like fixes the hair on the thing. I'm like, no. And she's like, too late. I already posted it. I'm like, oh, God. Why'd you have to fix your hair, John? I thought your hair was all naturally growing. It is naturally growing. But because of the mane of hair that I have, thank you for jumping in. Uninvited, by the way. It was extra fluffy on top. And I was matting it down, doing this kind of bomb thing where you lick your head and then put the magic bomb spit on the back of your head to bring your hair down. So the hair was too good for the photo. Too good. Thank you. That's right. Thank you. Yeah.
peer pressure that you have to be constantly posting stuff, especially if this person said to me, I couldn't, they wanted to hire me for some auction. They were in Chicago. We couldn't find anything on you in social. You were really hard to find. And then the woman I was talking to after this had this Zoom meeting. I said, I don't do any of that. She goes, I can tell you something. You better start doing that because that's where people my age, she's 35, you have credibility, you have status if they can find a bunch of posts of you. That just drives me further away from you.
Yeah, and I think that's true professionally. Like if you have an auction website and you were to post pictures from auctions and videos from auctions, I think that's absolutely, very valuable. However, just to have a day where, hey, here I am eating some spaghetti, I find it also like self-indulgent. Who cares? Who cares that you're eating spaghetti? But
I asked Rye. I just asked Rye. I said, Rye, do your peers, do they post? He said, no. Hardly any posting anymore of his age group. They said, no, they don't do it. It's not something they do. So, nice to see the next generation not involved. Guys post a lot of pictures of fish. Do you remember when Patrick, by the way, congratulations, Patrick, former producer of the show, Jacob. Mm-hmm. He's now happily married, Seattle police officer, great guy, one of the sweetest, big-hearted people you're possibly going to meet. He got married recently, so good for him. When he was posting stuff